Saturday, the Ultimate NASCAR Pre-Race Show is NASCAR Race Day, fueled by Sunoco. Denny Hamlin and DW celebrate the legacy of NASCAR's all-time winningest number. Plus, Greg Biffle and Kyle Busch live on the show. 5 Eastern right here on Speed. 52 laps in, 23 to go in the Denny Hamlin Short Track Showdown. Tony is the leader. He has swapped the lead with Greg Edwards. They're the only 2 leaders. 3 cautions for 16 laps. Denny, your foundation since '07 has raised over $1 million and is primarily dedicated to people who are suffering from cystic fibrosis. How did you lead your foundation in that direction? Why is that so important to you?
Well, actually, my cousin Kevin Jones, who's here today, is kind of the inspiration behind our Denny Hamlin Foundation. He has cystic fibrosis, has been living with it his entire life, and anybody who knows anything about cystic fibrosis knows that the age expectancy has gone up from like 18 years old to now he's in his mid-30s and living a healthy life. Of course, he's got a lot of antibiotics he's got to take every day, but you know, they're so close to a cure. That's why we're out here, and people bought a ticket to this race today is because they're trying to chip in, trying to find a cure for it.
And once again, you can help by going to DennyHamlinFoundation.org or calling that number that keeps popping up at the bottom of your screen. Toll-free call 888-844-2929 and help us help folks with cystic fibrosis, and also a number of other great charities benefit tonight. St. Jude's Children's Hospital, Children's Hospital of Richmond and VCU, Victory Junction Gang Camp, and the NASCAR Foundation, all benefiting from tonight's race.
Something tells me business is about to pick up in this race. I don't know much, but
they were able to put 2 tires on. That was all they were going to be allowed to do, and then whatever else you could do on a normal pit stop. Although I saw cars on jack stands, so that makes me wonder, you know, how much of a normal pit stop they were.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. You know, I remember my buddy Jason White last year. He thought that you could take as many tires as you want, and then mysteriously his radio transmission didn't work when he was getting the black flag last year. So I don't know. I think Joey Logano last year, if I remember, he had a carburetor change. A couple guys in the booth thought he should put a bigger carburetor on it. So these short track rules are a little different.
Those couple of guys would have been Kenny Wallace and Kenny Schrader. Yeah. Rules? We don't need any stinking rules. Well, we're going to race 23 more laps. Tony Stewart has been the leader. Jeff Burton ran him down. And don't count Greg Edwards out. He led the first laps of this race. Ben Rhodes coming on fast is 4th. Butler, Monteith, Logano, Wallace, King, and Campbell are the top 10. With C.E. Falk, who won 2 years ago, sitting in 11th. And Kyle Busch, 12th. A couple more caution laps here, and we'll be ready to go with the final 23 laps. Green flag, 23 laps to go. Tony Stewart takes off. Edwards inside, Burton outside.
We've seen the outside groove work pretty well here.
Yeah, Jeff gets that good run off the outside. Last week, he was the sleeper in the test. I thought that he had the best car, so he was coming here at the. It looks like he's making a good run on Tony, so this could get interesting here.
A 6-pack behind him, 3 wide, 2 groups in a row. Wow.
Joey Logano gets a spot, passes the 29 of Brandon Butler, pulls in behind the 91 of Ben Rhodes.
Logano up to 5th. Rhodes holds on to 4th as the rest of the field still sorting itself out. That 07 Clint King on the inside of the 51 Kyle Busch. Rowdy trying to break up into the top 10, and he did. He's up to 10th place.
Trying to pull to the inside of Nate Monteith, the 44 car. Darrell Wallace Jr. now pulls up beside of Brandon Butler.
Wallace, the 76, racing for 6th place.
Right behind them, the 12 car of Garrett Campbell. He started all the way back at 21st and has made his way up to 8th.
And he was involved in that collision that took Denny Hamlin out of the race. One car rim riding way up high, but stays off the wall. And somebody with a tire rub in the back straightaway.
Looks like
that's the one of Fittipaldi. Yeah. That yellow and black car appeared to have a left front tire rub.
I tell you, it looks like Burton's just kind of stalking the line of the 14. You know, he's not gaining, not losing. He's just putting himself right there in position.
That last lap, they ran within 1/100th of a second of each other.
Justin Johnson, 46. He's got company down on the inside. 3 wide, and it's Sergio Pena in that blue and black 58. With them, Rodenbeck in the 82.
Burton a little bit quicker.
Oh, around goes Fittipaldi, and he and Rodenbeck up and into the wall, turn 2. Yellow flag.
Burton was closing in on Tony. He ran a little bit quicker that last lap, about a 1/2 a tenth.
4th yellow flag, counting the competition yellow. And it comes at lap 58. Pietro Fittipaldi on the outside comes down, and boy, there's just no room.
He was on the outside of a 3 wide situation. Looked like he didn't realize that they were side by side underneath him.
And it's such a bad spot to be in when you're 3 wide on the outside. There's really, there's marbles up there on that 3rd lane anyway, so you got a tough shot. You got a tough position. You either back off and give those 2 inside guys the room, or you stick it in there 3 wide and see what happens.
They're fighting for 18th. Way down on the inside, Woody Howard in the 30.
I think right now Pena does not realize he's down there. He thinks that the 82 of Rodenbeck is going to move down to the bottom of the racetrack and give him room. Couldn't nowhere to go.
You look. Does that remind you of Martinsville, possibly, for race for the win?
Gosh,
at the
yes.
end, you had three cars for two lanes in the track. It just doesn't work.
How about that K&N Pro Series race earlier? Wow.
Unbelievable.